Brought to you by...
We're here to build because at the end of the day, we're truly Ugandan.
A very good evening and a warm welcome to a first edition of UBC News Tonight on this 28th day of January 2021. I'm Loreen Masika Kazimoto and Muhammad Mugalu on sign language. Before we start off tonight's bulletin, let's first take a look at tonight's headlines.
Brought to you by...
How to get points. Just use MTN to make calls, send SMS, load airtime, buy bundles, or pay for MTN subscription services.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
In tonight's headlines, President Museveni says Tumusiime was an economic fixer. Entebbe taxi drivers fight to retain refurbished old park stage. Village health teams to receive a monthly salary. And government to revise capital flights and build capacity of local enterprise.
Was brought to you by... Everywhere you go, MTN.
Good evening once again and welcome to UBC News Tonight. I'm Loreen Masika Kazimoto and Muhammad Mugalu on sign language interpretation. Now we start off with our first headlining story this evening. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has joined Ugandans and the rest of Africa to eulogize the fallen governor of Bank of Uganda, Emmanuel Tumusiime. Museveni, who cites Mutebile's role in the economic recovery of the country since the 1980s, refers to him as an economic vanguard Uganda has ever had. This was during national prayers in honor of the central bank governor at one Friday morning funeral service held at Kololo Independence Grounds in Kampala.
They arrived in groups of professionals, friends, workmates, relatives and in-laws. They were here to pay their last respects to the fallen governor of Bank of Uganda, Emmanuel Tumusiime Mutebile. The day's funeral service was just on point, with the day's preacher posing a question rotated around, creating a long-lasting legacy.
Do you want people to remember you because you are corrupt? Do you want people to remember you because you are a womanizer? Do you want people to remember you because you are a liar? Or do you want people to remember you because of the good things you have done for the country?
The arrival of President Yoweri Museveni was just in time to have part of this question answered. No sooner had the anthems been sung than Museveni laid wreaths on his fallen comrade before appending his signature on the deceased's autograph.
So the contribution of the Mutebiles, 3 areas. Number 1, control liquidity so that you control inflation. Number 2, the currency reform, floating, so that the shilling finds its level, its actual level, rather than the artificial level of fixing. And then thirdly, the privatization.
Museveni described Mutebile as an economic fixer, whose role in privatization for economic recovery remains commendable in spite of some later shortcomings.
The government was owning buses, you can imagine. Now we said, why should the government, the Mutebiles were arguing rightly, that why should the government own buses? Let the buses be owned by private people. And I went with them there, and we gave up the transport sector. And you saw how much it stimulated, because the government was suppressing people who could go into transport. Once it withdrew, because remember that time we had only 2 bus companies in Uganda. There was UTC and People's Bus. And I think they were both owned by the government or something like that. So where does the private sector person go? So by the government withdrawing,
to complement Museveni's eulogy was the governor of Bank of Kenya, Dr. Patrick Njoroge, who delivered President Uhuru Kenyatta's condolence message.
Professor Mutembile's steady hand at the helm of the Bank of Uganda ensured that the Ugandan economy and the economic well-being of its people were protected.
All these are attributes that most close associates of Emmanuel Mutebile share, including his widow, Betty Mutebile.
Regardless of race, tribe, religion, education, or even political party, that was Emmanuel. He would not refuse anyone to see him. People would come home at any time without even an appointment. It was not easy.
I will miss him very dearly for the expertise, the control of money, the stabilization of prices, and the strengthening of our Uganda shilling.
It is a legacy which President Museveni says Ugandans should emulate.
I'm really here to salute the contribution of Mutebile as a person. And Mama Betty has told you how dedicated he was. And you could see that he was very dedicated. If you want a paper about an issue, it will be there in the next 2 days. He will produce it.
Professor Emmanuel Mutebile, who died on Sunday 23rd January 2022, will be laid to rest on Sunday 30th January 2022. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Pay school fees conveniently using MTN Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Enter the student code provided by the school. It will show you the student name and the class plus outstanding balance. Enter the amount you want to pay. Enter PIN. You will get a notification confirming payment. It's simple, secure, and convenient.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Now, Uganda targets a 6% growth rate of the economy in the next financial year, 2022 to 2023, in its economic strategy to accelerate the pace of financial transformation. Now, as Parliament adopts the National Budget Framework paper for the next financial year, government has consideration to reduce on the capital flights to be able to build the capacity of homegrown enterprises.
The Member of Parliament for Mawogola South, Goreti Namuga, has alleged that a big percentage of the capital injected into contracts is scooped by foreign companies, a situation that yields into capital flights, denying Ugandans an opportunity to grow homegrown enterprises.
Government should deliberately and competitively venture into investing into infant industries such as construction and mining industries, among others, where a lot of public funds are spent.
This was during a parliamentary debate on the National Budget Framework paper for the next financial year.
This country loses a lot of money largely for lack of internal capacity within our economy to undertake certain contracts. For instance, we have been spending over 4 trillion shillings annually on road construction through UNRA alone.
Government intends to also revise its discipline when it comes to supplementary budget requests, which according to the opposition have in most cases unscreened.
Section 25 of the Public Finance Management Act should be amended to deal away with express 3% supplementary limit. Besides, this does not deter government to introduce a supplementary request whenever crisis arises.
And if we are to bring in a supplementary, we expect really those which meet that test.
In the move to decentralize finances, government, through the parish development model and other related programs, is opening room for individuals to plan accordingly to the money received from government. This is believed will be part of the drive to economic transformation, pushing the economic growth rate to 6%.
But us who are down on the ground, we know sometimes you give someone 10,000 and the service is right. So the parish development model, which is a cornerstone of this budget, and also the blueprint for delivering our country to the middle income status, I believe once well implemented, and we are going to implement it.
The morning session, chaired by Deputy Speaker of Parliament Anita Among, requested the Minister of Finance Planning and Economic Development to consider the minority report of the Budget Committee of Parliament on the National Budget Framework Paper for 2022-2023 to 2025-2026 and address back Parliament before 15th of March 2022.
And ensure that they are being sent to the President by 1st February.
Daniel Mugoya and Gloria Guitabinji, UBC News.
For an event as big as the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations, you can't afford to miss out. So where do you go when you want to have a full AFCON 2021 experience? You go where everybody goes. When you're looking for the vibe, you go straight to the source. So if you want to have it all, go all out for the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations with GoTV. Catch all 52 must-watch games live on SuperSport on GoTV. GoTV, love it.
Pay school fees conveniently using MTN Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash. Enter the student code provided by the school. It will show you the student name and the class plus outstanding balance. Enter the amount you want to pay. Enter PIN. You will get a notification confirming payment. It's simple, secure, and convenient.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Raising voices.
I feel happy when my father spends time with me. I hope all fathers will like my father. I want my father to reach out to all fathers. He knows how important it is to be a good father. I promise to help my father inspire other fathers to change.
In this time of COVID, what is your promise to the children of Uganda? Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Obulwadde bwa COVID-19 bukyalimu mu ggwanga. Nga mufuti wa Uganda Sheikh Ramadhan Mubajje bw'agamba, ffenna twetangire mu ngeri eyeetaagisa.
Prevention is always better than cure. Let's not go for prayers in mosques, congregational prayers, unless we are masked. Carry your own prayer mat, sanitize at the entrance. Let's all value the gift of life.
Olw'okusaasaana kw'obulwadde bwa COVID-19 n'engeri gye bweyubulamu okugeza kati tulina Omicron. Kikulu nnyo okwegema ddoozi zombi n'ozimalayo okusobola okubwetangira. Eddagala erigema erya Johnson & Johnson lyeryoka eryetaagisa ddoozi emu yokka okusobola okwetangira. Sigala ng'okuuma ebiragiro okugeza okwambala masiki obulungi ng'ebikka emimwa awamu n'ennyindo yo. Jjukira okunaabanga engalo bulijjo ng'okozesa sabbuuni, amazzi amayonjo oba sanitizer. Osabibwa okusigala ng'owa amabanga waakiri mita 2 okuva ku muntu omulala oba okwewalira ddala emigotteko. Obubaka buno bukuleeteddwa Minisitule y'ebyobulamu n'obuyambi okuva mu UNICEF awamu ne banywanyi baayo.
Pay school fees conveniently using MTN Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Enter the student code provided by the school. It will show you the student name and the class plus outstanding balance. Enter the amount you want to pay. Enter PIN. You will get a notification confirming payment. It's simple, secure, and convenient.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
For an event as big as the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations, you can't afford to miss out. So where do you go when you want to have a full AFCON 2021 experience? You go where everybody goes. When you're looking for the vibe, you go straight to the source. So if you want to have it all, go all out for the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations with GoTV. Catch all 52 must-watch games live on SuperSport on GoTV. GoTV, love it.
Welcome back. Now, the Boda sector in Uganda is devising means to ensure sanity amongst them as they plan to engage government to lift their lockdown. Boda lockdown still stands at 6 p.m, yet all other sectors are now fully functional. We have more in this report.
Efforts are on to regulate the Boda sector with hope that with sanity returned, they will also be entirely opened up.
Our associations under Boda industry, even those not yet under this umbrella body, no one is authorized to sell off any position or any stake right now.
Several engagements have been held amongst stakeholders in the business and have climaxed with 6 key issues to address. These include massive registration to track members to curb criminality, mobilization and sensitization, among others.
So that we gazette the stages when we know the number. It is very simple for you to calculate when you know the number, and then you see how you can gazette the stages. Point number 3, visiting and gazetting of their stages of operations. We have many stages, we know. We have even stages in corners, on banks, where should be no stages. But we must first visit those stages and we explain to them what is taking place in the industry. And minister say, even those groups should stop selling reflector jackets to the writers. On this barcode, what is the information will be in this barcode? Because I want to discuss about it. A reflector jacket showing someone's photo. I'm Secretary Ibrahim dressing a reflector jacket with my photo. This is meaningless.
All this they target to achieve in at least 6 months, with Boda riders tasking their leaders to engage government to lift their lockdown, which is hurting earnings.
Tusaabaze abasaabaze nga naffe abasaabaza tutegeerekeka bulungi, abasaabaze basobola okututegeera obulungi nga tulina obumativu nti ebifo wetupakinga Kampala Capital Authority ebituwaddeko obuvunaanyizibwa ffe tubivunaanyizibwa.
Unlike all other sectors of the economy, Boda operators are still under lockdown curfew that limits operations to 7 p.m. Story by Patrick.
In It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
For an event as big as the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations, you can't afford to miss out. So where do you go when you want to have a full AFCON 2021 experience? You go where everybody goes. When you're looking for the vibe, you go straight to the source. So if you want to have it all, go all out for the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations with GoTV. Catch all 52 must-watch games live on SuperSport on GoTV. GoTV, love it.
Our Ugandan story isn't a new one. It's not about where we come from. It's about what can be accomplished when we're working, living, and growing together. It's about speaking the same language, the language of progress. We're Ugandans building Uganda with Ugandans, skilling Ugandans and developing competencies required in the oil and gas sector, partnering with Ugandan businesses to achieve greatness. We're here to build because at the end of the day, we're truly Ugandan.
Welcome back from that break. Now, multiple organ failure that affected Emmanuel Mutebile's lungs, causing pneumonia, has been zeroed on as the cause of his death. Dr. Ben Mbonye of Nakasero Hospital says the central bank governor tested positive for COVID-19 both in Uganda and in Kenya. Now, this explains the reason why the professor's remains have not been exposed to the public. This was during a funeral service where speaker after speaker spoke fondly of the central bank governor.
And it will be in 2 minutes, Dr. Mbonyi.
Now, I just want to inform you also that before he left Nakasero Hospital, we had tested him for COVID-19 and had been positive. He was also tested on arrival in Nairobi and he was positive. And a number of times, they continued to test him to see whether he had turned negative. By the time of his death, he had not yet turned negative. That's one of the reasons why his body is not here with us. Now, at the end, a post-mortem was carried out to find out exactly what the cause of death was. And obviously, the kidneys were badly damaged. He had problems with his heart as well, but more so, the main problem that he had was within the lungs. But there was a feeling that it's possible that COVID might have had a contribution towards the lung damage, but mainly so, his lungs were badly damaged. The overall conclusion was that he died of multiple organ failure, but more so due to
All right, now UBC News Tonight has come to an end, but do join us for our second edition at 10 o'clock, UBC News Tonight. I'm Loreen Masika Kazimoto and Muhammad Mugalu. We will see you then.
Welcome. It is time for the latest in weather from the Weather Center with Semper Alex Kim. Dry, hot and hazy but also cold conditions across most parts of the country, and this is so because of an incoming of winds from the north that are really cold though dry, also causing the haze across our region. That is why we do expect to see haze across most parts of the country tomorrow. That also include sunny conditions across the country, though areas within Lake Victoria expect to have some chances of some light isolated rainfall. Because of that, we do expect temperatures to be really high at 32 degrees centigrade across Karamoja region, the nation's capital Kampala at 30, and in Kabale Highlands we are forecasting at 25.